Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. I'm gonna tell old Pharaoh, you gotta let my people go. They calls me Head Tubman, and I hear tell it's a lot of y'all out there that don't really understand what the Underground Railroad really was all about. It wasn't no choo-choo train rolling down no track. It was people. People helping people. That was a little bit of Harriet Tubman. My name is Melissa Waddy Thibodeaux, and I tour all over the United States and abroad, teaching history via theatrics. I do Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth, Biddy Mason, the Buffalo Soldier female, Barbara Jordan, and many more, in an effort to teach our next generations and the masses today some of the history that they didn't learn in school.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm definitely a big fan of your ministry, what you do. I love to see you incarnate a different person, because you really become that person. And I think that's what any great actor or actress does. And you actually incarnate that person, and you become that person. You know, you're hearing her voice now as you heard her voice before. She was really Harriet. You know, and that's one of the characters that I've been blessed to see her portray. You do a lot of church events across the country. Tell me a little bit about some of the church events you've done recently.
Well, just recently in New York City, Brooklyn, New York to be exact, I was asked or invited to come in to Pastor Johnny Ray Youngblood's church, the St. John Community Baptist Church in Brooklyn. They had the Ma'afa Suites going on in September, which is a production, a Broadway production, with nothing but members of the congregation participating, telling the story of the mid-Atlantic travel of the Africans into the Americas. I was asked to do Harriet Tubman, and one thing led to another, and I stayed over an entire week doing shows for this church and encouraging kids to read by Harriet Tubman and giving that history, and they actually loved it, and we have it on CD for sale now. But this is what I enjoy doing. We've got to act it out, because everybody is so visual and so used to looking at TV that this is truly the new way to teach.
Why personally is it so important to you that people know their history?
Because I know that if a man does not, well, Carter G. Woodson said, a man who doesn't know his history is bound to repeat it. And the Bible even says the people will perish for a lack of knowledge. So we got to know. These children are running around today. They have no idea that they come from kings and queens and royalty. They don't know this, and maybe it'll make a difference if they did. Yeah. They've been told that they come from slaves. No, they come from enslaved people. Not slaves. Enslaved people.
There is a difference.
Yes,
there's a big difference. There's a big difference. How long have you been doing this? How long has this been your call?
Now going on 25 years.
25
Actually,
years.
yeah, I don't want to tell my age, but when I graduated from high school, I knew that theater was what I wanted to do. And I thank my teachers and everyone else who got me ready for this. I've been on a long journey, and I tell you, it feels a little bit like Harriet's journey, getting people to the north. And I'm trying to get people to freedom too, by educating them, because that's the key. That's power, knowledge. Why do you think it was against the law for those people to read, our ancestors to read? Think about it.
That's why, because there was so much power in it.
Thank you.
So much power in being able to read for yourself and look at things in a whole different light. Reading allows you to look at things totally different than just seeing it.
Yes.
When you can read it and understand it for yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. I thank you for doing what you do, because I know every time that you do it, the kids' eyes are wide open, listening to you sing or acting out a part, and they really receive it. They really accept it, and they have questions afterwards.
Yes.
That's what I usually like about it. They have questions about what our people went through. And a lot of people don't know you're a historian to me.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're a historian to me because you know a lot about a history. A lot about just American history, African history, and the whole nine. I think that's what I enjoy so much about being around you.
Yeah.
Is the learning process.
Well, I couldn't have learned all that if I didn't know how to read.
Mm-hmm.
So when the children ask me, how did you learn that? Or if an adult asks me, says, I've never heard that before. It's in the books. Just read it. There's a very bad saying that's going around. And this is another reason why I'm so adamant about doing this. There's a saying that goes like this. If you want a black person to know something, put it in a book. I don't want that to be true anymore. And we got to do all we can. It's going to take all of us. If you can read, if you're looking at this, you need to help somebody else.
Yes. And your next step in life, you're talking a little bit about a book.
Yes.
A little bit about a book earlier.
Yes. I've been invited as a co-writer of People on the Underground Railroad. Places on the Underground Railroad. And it's actually going to be an encyclopedia that will be sold all around the country. And I'm writing part of that book about the Underground Railroad, which allows me to research it even more. After that task, or concurrently with that task, I'm writing the story of my journey and where I've been on this Underground Railroad that I'm on. As Harriet. I've met so many wonderful people across the country who've brought me in and fed me and helped me and just nice. And I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about all kinds of people I've met. All the way to Belize, all the way to Honolulu. People all over the world are the same. And I'm just thankful for my life. And I was just in Los Angeles and recorded that gospel song called Thank You for My Life, which should be coming out sometime in the fall. So look for it.
Amen. We'll definitely be looking for it. Definitely will be looking for it. You were talking a little bit about some travels to Belize and to some different countries. How important is that for you to get your ministry and your message outside of the Texas area, outside of the United States of America, and get it abroad?
It's very important, because what I'm finding out in all of the countries that I've been, there's the same story. The same story of how all kinds of people built America. You can't call it black history or Chicano history or Asian history. It's American history. It's everybody. So to read, or for our children to see a picture of old days and not see anyone in that picture that looks like them, that's not a good thing. So we have to dig harder to find our history and to write about it. So it's very important, because we're exchanging things that happen in another country, and they're pretty much the same with our story. So it's intriguing.